I'm Steve Wilkerson, and I'm with Jim Saunders, Executive Editor of the News Service of Florida. Jim, the Florida Supreme Court has ordered congressional redistricting to be done over again, at least in 8 seats. And Florida Circuit Judge George Reynolds has placed a time limit on when all this can be done by the legislature for those seats and others that would be affected by the ripple effects. Bring us up to date.
Well, it's going to happen fast. Judge Reynolds ordered that by September 25th, he wants the legislature to meet in special session, and he wants the subsequent trial that everybody would expect out of that to happen all by September 25th.
So much for a quiet summer.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, the next 2 months are going to be, there's going to be a lot of political intrigue over the next 2 months. But the Supreme Court did order that 8 congressional districts be redrawn. And as you alluded to, there's a ripple effect from when you redraw one district, it's going to affect another district.
Particularly 8 of them, right?
8 of them. So there's going to be at least marginal changes in districts all over the state, and probably significant changes in at least 8. You know, the highest profile district in this whole debate over redistricting has been Corrine Brown's district, which runs from Jacksonville to Orlando, and kind of in a zigzaggy way. And the Supreme Court pretty much prescriptively said that district needs to be completely redrawn and run basically from Jacksonville to Tallahassee. So that is probably the highest profile district in this whole debate.
Could that affect someone like Congresswoman Gwen Graham, for example,
well, and
Tallahassee?
It's also probably the best example of how these spinoff effects will occur. Gwen Graham got elected in 2014. She unseated incumbent Republican Steve Sutherland. She's from Tallahassee, and a district that goes out to Panama City. The eastern part of her district is very solidly Democratic. The western part's pretty conservative folks. And when the Brown district gets redrawn from Jacksonville to Tallahassee, it's going to take away a bunch of the Democratic areas of that district. So it could have, and is expected to have, a pretty significant impact on Gwen Graham's district. Although if you look at the Supreme Court opinion, it doesn't say redraw Gwen Graham's district. But if you move that Brown district in there and pick up a lot of Democratic voters, it's going to make hard for Gwen Graham to win in re-election, assuming she has a viable opponent, because the district's going to become a lot more conservative. But Corrine Brown's district touches on so many different areas of north and northeast Florida, north central Florida, and central Florida. It's going to have all sorts of spinoff effects when it's redrawn. I mean, another easy example is that Ted Yoho is the congressman in north central Florida. His district is going to change because if they run hers from Jacksonville to Tallahassee, it's going to sort of cut off the northern part of what is his current district, so it'll make the boundaries change.
Well, that's not all the redistricting that might occur. I mean, there's talk that Florida Senate districts may be redrawn. And when will that decision come down from the Florida Supreme Court?
Well, it's a ways away, but Judge Reynolds, who you alluded to earlier, he's supposed to start a trial on September 25th, the same day that the other process is supposed to be ended. He's going to start a trial on the constitutionality of these Senate districts. And if you read the Supreme Court opinion, a lot of the arguments that the voting rights groups who have challenged these districts made in the congressional case are the same arguments they're making in the Senate case. So I think there's a lot of expectation that at least some Senate districts are going to get tossed out. When that will be and how that will play out is a little bit up in the air. I mean, this trial will, if it starts in September, presumably it'd take some time for the judge to rule. Then if there was an appeal to the Supreme Court, probably later this year. They're all in a time crunch as well, though, because congressional qualifying is in May of 2016, and the Senate legislative district qualifying is in June of 2016. So there's a lot of moving parts and a time crunch that everybody's facing. So it's going to compress all this process into the next several months of a whole lot of politicking.